Hi folks, it's Teresa from Stringfield Ridge Farm. So it is cold and flu season, and the flu is going around all over the place. I've heard so many different people from all over the country talking about having flu, cold flu, whatever. Different. I think there's several different things going around. I know that where Lee works at, several guys were out sick, and one was told he had influenza A, and another one was told he had influenza B or something, and another person's told they're having bronchitis, and just different things going around. Lee was sick for a couple of days. He had something up here in his head, and then stomach flu, stomach issues. And so when he started getting sick, I started taking some of my herbal tinctures. I started taking some of my tinctures right away, and also fire cider. So I make fire cider. You can see I've took a whole lot of it. I've been taking a shot every day ever since back when he got sick, which was 3 weeks, maybe a month ago. And I'll show you what else I've been taking. And I didn't get it. Hadn't gotten it yet anyway. And so people all around us, my daughter was really sick. She has had something twice, so I'm pretty sure that was two different things. And people at my church, several out at my church with something, flu, you know. Some of them had the same symptoms as Lee, and some of them had more bronchitis type symptoms. And so there's just a lot going around right now. And of course it is that time of year. And so this video may be a little late since people already have this, but I will tell you the reason that I decided to go ahead and make a video about this is because my daughter, when she got sick recently for the second time, I took her some things that I'll show you and was having her take a little shot, about a little shot glass, about a half of a regular little shot glass. And took her that, and I was having her take that every couple of hours. Also I was telling her to hydrate well, drink plenty of fluids and hydrate well. And anyway, so me and my daughters have a kind of a group message that's ongoing on our phones. It's called the family, the fam, the F-A-M, fam. And it's me and my daughters. And and maybe a grandchild or two. But so she had put on our group today, she put, if mom gives you something when you're sick that tastes like tree roots and gutter water, go ahead and take it. It will make you feel better. So that's what kind of caused me to do this video. I was just laughing, and and they've all probably took some of my tree root and gutter water. So I had never heard it put quite like that, but anyway, I do make tinctures and different things that I do, and so I will show some of that. First off, I'll tell you what I had started doing was the fire cider. When everybody started getting sick, I got my fire cider out that was making in the back room and strained it and put it in the refrigerator. I like it cold, so I strained it and put it in the refrigerator, and I've been taking a shot of that each day. And I don't take a whole shot. It's hard to take it. Now, if you're not familiar with fire cider, there are all kinds of recipes. There's all kinds of videos telling about fire cider, and you can look that up you can Google that, and there's recipes for fire cider. I don't put the hot stuff in mine. I do use some horseradish, but I don't use jalapeno or any other peppers like that. I do the horseradish and then the citruses and apple cider vinegar and a few other things, ginger, turmeric, thyme. I put thyme in mine. Thyme is really good for colds and flus. So I probably have a video on my fire cider. If I do, I will link that. So that's what I started on, was my fire cider. And then I also have been taking colloidal silver. A lot of people know about colloidal silver. This is actually one that a friend made that has the equipment to make colloidal silver, which is easy, and there's recipes on that. There's videos on how to make your own colloidal silver, or you can buy it online. And I put it in a dropper bottle. I bought the big bottle and I put it in a little dropper bottle for myself. So I start taking that, and I take, what I do is, this is my little shot glass. It's actually a brandy glass, I think, but I use it for a shot glass. And I take and do about 5 droppers full of the colloidal silver. And I take my elderberry tincture that I made. I always make elderberry tincture every year. I also dry some of my elderberries to make hot tea with. And anyway, I make elderberry syrup. But this is just my tincture. And then I have an echinacea tincture. This is an echinacea extract bottle that I had bought through Dr. Christopher's. This was an echinacea extract that I had bought, and I used it all, and I made my own echinacea tincture, and I put it in this same bottle because the label was already there. And so I have colloidal silver, about 2 or 3 drops of the elderberry, and about 2 or 3 drops of the echinacea. You can take a lot more echinacea, and sometimes I just take just that and squirt that in my mouth. You can do that every couple of hours if you're sick, or if somebody right by you is sick that you're in contact with. You can start taking some echinacea tincture, just squirt it in your mouth every couple of hours for, a week. It's not something you take all the time, but anyway, so I take all those squirts, and I put in my little shot glass, and sometimes I just take it. But sometimes if I just feel like I can't, it's, of course, my tinctures are made with brandy. So you're talking about a shot of, and that's not a lot though. I'm talking about taking brandy, but it's not much. It's a small amount. And I would take that 4 or 5 times a day. So yes, you are getting some alcohol in. Sometimes I just can't bear myself to take that shot because of the taste of the alcohol. So I will add a little water. So I might have a half of I forgot what these glasses are called, but I might end up with a little half a glass of water and tinctures and drink that down in about 2 gulps. And that's what I do about 4 or 5 times a day when, like, everybody around me is sick, or if I got sick, I would do that. And that is what I took to my daughter. I took her own bottles. I filled up her some bottles of the same stuff, and I took to her and told her to take it every 2 hours because she was already sick. And I said, take this every 2 hours, take a shot of these. And so I also took her, so that's what I've been doing. And then what I took my daughter was those. And then I also took her, I'm pretty sure she had the flu. She didn't go to the doctor, but by her symptoms, I'm 99% sure she had the flu. Probably the regular old flu we all used to get every year. Nowadays you don't know because they've got so many different names for everything, right? So we made this, we have a video on this, we made Tamiflu. This is Tamiflu we made from 2019. We have a video on making the Tamiflu. It is made with sweet gum balls, the seeds in the sweet gum balls while they're green, and this is made with vodka. It's a little harder to take for me because of the vodka. That's why I use brandy for a lot of mine, because it's a little easier for me to take than the vodka, or Everclear or anything like that. So the Tamiflu Lee uses when he starts feeling sick a lot of times. And so there's that. And I took her some of this, and I said, if those are not helping as much, you know, take some of this. Well, she never did take the Tamiflu. She said she poured it in her shot glass and stared at it and couldn't bring herself to take it. So she said just looking at it made her feel better. But she said she never did take the Tamiflu. She just couldn't bring herself to take it. So the other stuff is what actually helped her. Now, I did take her twice. I took her a hot toddy. She lives on our property, up at the front of our property. So I went up there twice and made her a hot toddy. So she had a couple of hot toddies, and then she had these three for a couple of days, two or 3 days, and was better. Now Lee likes to take the Tamiflu. He says it just goes ahead and kills his right out. And kill it out is probably a good description of that. So I'm going to show you some other things that we do. If we have something in our chest, so if this cold gets in your chest, there's some other things that we like to do then. The colloidal silver still is a big thing. And then mullein tincture. And you can do mullein, you can smoke mullein, you can make a tea with the dried mullein, or you can make tinctures with it. And that's what I do. I usually, I take elderberry, I take my dried elderberry and my dried mullein and make teas with those. And I will do that and drink a hot tea with it and still take the tinctures. So we have mullein tincture, that's more for the chest stuff. And also, I didn't get that out, but I have sunflower blossoms dried, and that's also good in the hot tea. That helps with the all of it, but also the chest and the actually helps with COVID. That's when I started doing the sunflower blossoms, talking about the yellow petals. I started doing that during COVID because I found out that they were good for that virus. So I will do that too. And so here's my elderberry. I have some elderberry that I had put in my brandy and soaked that in. And that's ready to be poured up, but I just haven't strained it off yet. But that's from 2021. So I'm still using some I had previously made, but I also make more every year so I don't ever run out. So this one's from 2021. You hear people talk about straining them off after 6 weeks, say 6 to 8 weeks, they strain them off. It doesn't help anymore after, let's say after 8 weeks. it's not doing anything else. It's done after 8 weeks, but it's not necessary that you strain it off. So a lot of times I don't. I just wait until closer to time to need it and then strain it off. Moving on, I don't have any more dried elderberries. I've used all those up and I don't have any. So it's that time of year. I should have had some, but we didn't have a good harvest of elderberries this past year. So I ran out of the dried elderberries. I have tinctures, and I may have some in the freezer. I don't know. I didn't dig in the freezer to find any. I do that sometimes until I can get to them to make syrup or something. But I've run out. So in the meantime, I'm using a tea. So if you don't have access to these things, you can buy them online. You can buy the elderberries online. You can buy the mullein online. One of my go-to places is Mountain Rose Herbs. Mountain Rose Herbs is one. There's several. There's a lot. You can go on there and find, but get a good reputable one like Mountain Rose. But I got this actually for Christmas, and it's elderberry and lemon balm tea, and you can get that at Walmart. So it probably doesn't have as much elderberry as you would really want in there. I got those for Christmas, and I've been using those a little bit. And I took my daughter the hot toddies that I made her. I used these tea bags. So there you go. Also, you can make your own tea bags. You can have a tea strainer. I have this. Oh, it doesn't have the strainer in it. I have a cup that has a strainer that goes in it, and I love that. So you can do that. It also has a lid to put on it to keep the steam in while it's steeping. I love that. I also have these little bags I bought on Amazon that are just little tea bags. So you fill that up and pull your string and have your little tea bag. And you can put different herbs in that to make your hot tea for your herbal teas. And I love those too. I use those sometimes, but I really, especially if I'm giving it to someone else, I'll put them in these tea bags. But if I'm making it for myself, I use my little cup. And it has a strainer. I don't have it right here. Strainer that goes down inside of it. You put your loose tea in, and then your lid on top of it to steep it. So I just wanted to show that you can buy some of this stuff. And so, just like with the echinacea extract, I bought that first one. This one's refilled with some I made. But you can buy a lot of this stuff too. Just be sure you're getting a reputable source. The Dr. Christopher's I really trust, and he has a lot of different products. And anyway, so also another thing, if you, this helps too, but it's more made. I don't know how I'm saying that. It's not natural and herbal necessarily, but you can buy them. And vitamin C, everybody needs plenty of vitamin C. Of course, the elderberries have lots of vitamin C. So when I'm doing my elderberry, I don't worry as much about this. But sometimes, especially if I'm already sick, I'll take extra vitamin C. So you get vitamin C and zinc. Vitamin C and zinc together are great this time of year to help ward off the colds, or if you already have the cold. So those you can just buy at the dollar store. Vitamin C and zinc. So that's some you can do. Also, raw honey. Raw honey, the more local, the better, is also antiviral and anti-everything, antifungal, antiviral, all of that. Helps with sinuses, colds, flus, everything. We know how good honey is for us. The more local, the better. So what I do, this has garlic in it. Garlic is a big antiviral. It's so good for everything. So this is honey that I put garlic in and let that steep since August. I just made this one in August. So I haven't really used that, and I need to. I mean, if you could just take this, you could just take a spoonful of this every day. That would help you a whole lot. But I also use it in my teas. But the problem with using it in your tea is that it's got that garlic taste. So it's kind of gives your tea a whole different vibe there. So what I would do, and I in this one I put some thyme. Thyme is good for the colds and flus. So this is the first time I've used thyme in it. I usually just do the garlic honey, but this one has thyme in it. And what I would do is just take a little teaspoonful once a day or something to help out. Unless you're sick. If you're already sick, you can double up on all this stuff. And that's what I do. I take some of it kind of regular or cold season, or if somebody around me starts getting sick, I'll take some of these things anyway, even though I'm not sick. But if I do go ahead and get sick, I just absolutely double up on all this. So I think that's all I had to show, but I wanted to show that you can make these things. You can make these things, every bit of it, even the colloidal silver. And it's good for so many things. All of this stuff is good for a lot of things. And it's great to have on hand. And it's great. Some of it you can take as preventive, or when people around you start getting sick. And then, like I said, when you get sick, double up, triple up. None of it's going to hurt you to take a lot of it. Fire cider is a great one to just start taking a shot of as soon as cold season comes along. As soon as you hear somebody at church or somebody at work has a cold or a flu, get out your fire cider and start taking a shot every day. And you can see I've took a bunch of it. And Lee has took a few shots of this, but he don't really like to. He doesn't do anything regular. I have to really get on him to get him to do a regular thing like that. So, and he says if I don't put it right in front of him, he don't think about it. So, he has a hurt elbow right now, and I was having him put comfrey salve on it that I made, and he had it on the kitchen table here, and he done it a couple of days, and then I put it up where it belongs. I took it off of the kitchen table and put it back in the cabinet where it belongs. And this morning he said something about his elbow, and I said, "Are you still using that comfrey salve?" And he said, "No, you done something with it." I said, "I put it back where it belongs." He said, "Well, if you'd have left it on the kitchen table, I'd have kept doing it." So I guess I have to leave stuff on the kitchen table to get him to to do it. Anyway, that's all I have right now, folks. If you've got any questions, but there are so many videos on fire cider and making your own colloidal silver and elderberry. There's so many different videos on all this. Watch some of them. You can even Google and read this stuff. So we have some of it. We have the Tamiflu. I know we have that video. I'll link it in the description below. I will link the fire cider video if I can find that. And I know we have the Tamiflu video that Lee made. I will link that. And maybe if there's any others that I show making, we have a mullein video. I will link that and link some of these things so you can watch some more of it. You can also watch lots of other people do the same things. So watch enough videos till you learn it and know it and keep it in your head and start doing it. So there you go. That's what we've done. And and in the words of my daughter, if mom gives you something when you're sick that tastes like tree root and gutter water, do it, because it will help. Thanks for watching.